This is something you see in like movies. Like this doesn't happen at Oxford, doesn't happen at my school.
Tragedy in Oakland County.
Requesting medical assistance. Multiple ambulances if possible.
11 people shot. Now 4 students are dead, all under the age of 18. 7 others injured.
I think this is every parent's worst nightmare.
A 15-year-old sophomore now in police custody, turning himself in and refusing to cooperate with investigators.
This touches us all personally and deeply and will for a long time. This wound will never go away.
A community in mourning. Its impact leaving a wound in hearts all across the state and the country.
We all hugged our kids a little tighter yesterday.
There is still a lot of heartbreak this afternoon as the chilling details continue to come in the aftermath of the Oxford school shooting. We're going to get to the 4 in a moment, but we wanted to give you an update because we have learned a lot of information just within the last hour. Both the Oakland County Sheriff and prosecutor have spoke with reporters. Here's the latest on what we know so far. There are now 4 teenagers dead, with 6 other teenagers injured and a teacher. 4 students remain in the hospital this afternoon, with 2 students and that teacher now recovering at home. The suspect being formally arraigned as we speak. We will only name him once this hour. 15-year-old Ethan Crumbly, the Oxford sophomore, is charged with terrorism, 4 counts of murder, 7 counts of assault with intent to murder, and 12 felony firearm charges. Investigators say his father bought the gun on Black Friday, and the prosecutor's office says they're considering charges against the parents. We've also learned the suspect's parents met with the school the day of the shooting. All of this coming out within the last hour. Of course, a lot of us still trying to process all of this. 9 and 10's Meredith St. Henry. She actually is from that area. She's joining us live in Oxford this afternoon. You've been there all day, Meredith. I know this community is just heartbroken. What's it like being there today?
Xavier, we have been here all day, and now we are outside the Oxford High School. You can tell that it's a community clearly in shock. Businesses in the downtown area are showing their support by putting up signs, some even offering free meals. The owner of Villa de Gucci Salon says she still can't even comprehend what has happened to her town.
Trying to wrap my brain around everything, like most, and you know, and this is what happens. We have a family of clients. I don't even like using the word client right now, especially. And that's all that was rolling through our heads. So, you know, I pray for the families, and just we're trying to be strong and be here for any of them that need anything.
We will have coverage all evening long on how the community is coming together, remembering the victims who lost their lives, showing support for their survivors and those still in the hospital. Live in Oxford, Meredith St. Henry, 9 and 10 News.
Yeah, Meredith, thank you so much. If there's anything that happens this hour, Meredith, come back to us. You can see there that while there are 4 families mourning the loss of their loved ones, this tragedy has impacted so many more. There's really an entire community, the entire state, and quite frankly, the entire nation mourning and hurting and wounded because of this shooting. Of course, this tragedy has impacted people even hundreds of miles away here in northern Michigan. So you might be wondering, many parents are wondering, how can you talk about this with their kids? Is it a good idea? Should you not? Well, we wanted to help you get some answers on that. This afternoon, I spoke to an expert to help us navigate all these tough conversations.
This particular tragedy happened in our backyard.
Dr. Adele Cashew is a clinical psychologist at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital in Grand Rapids. She says even 100 miles away, this tragedy leaves an impact.
I don't think that there's necessarily an age limit of when we should be talking about it, but we should be asking our kids if they're familiar with what has happened.
Find time to sit down with your child to have a focused conversation.
That allows you to be able to address what your specific child is, because every child's a little bit different. So what their questions or concerns might be very different from another child's.
A good place to start
is you want to acknowledge that bad things happen. We don't want to pretend that these things don't happen. We follow that up with reassurance. So we let our kids know that there's a lot of adults around them that are working very hard to keep them safe. And so you can even kind of identify who are some of those adults in your child's life.
If your child is concerned about going to school, she says keeping them home might not be the best idea.
Unfortunately, what we do is we increase their anxiety and their fear.
She suggests addressing their concerns by talking specifically about their school.
All schools do have some safety precautions in place. And so talking with them about what those safety precautions are, but identify those adults that they feel comfortable going to so that they can have that sense of safety when they go into the school.
Some changes in your child's behavior could be normal, but...
And as a parent, you're going to know your child best.
So what are some of those things you should look out for? Dr. Cadu suggests things like changes in their school performance, social habits, or even if they're just incredibly moody for no reason at all. If they don't resolve after a few days, that's when she suggests you seek help for your child. It's important to remember that even though this isn't necessarily in our community, it's really in our backyard, as the doctor mentioned there. And so many of us are grappling and processing this. I grew up just about 20 minutes from there. Many of the people were taken care of in the hospital in the very town I grew up. I was home yesterday. I could hear the sirens as I sat at my mom's house flying by. There's so many of us. I'm sure you know someone that lives in Oxford, or maybe you visited there, or you've lived there before. It's important that we all take some time to really find the resources available. There are so many resources available. There's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. That's 1-800-273-TALK. You can also, if you or a student sees something and they are concerned about something in their school, there's the OK to say. We have that number on your screen too. We have all of this information for you on our website, 9 and 10 News. Of course, Northern Michigan's newsletter will stay on top of this story with so much news coming in just this afternoon. We'll have the very latest tonight at 5 and 6, and always on our website, 9and10news.com. We'll be right back with the 4 after the break.